Well, as I was in meditation this morning, a few things came to mind, and I thought I'd jot them down. You know, in the middle of the night when you write something down and you think you've written down something wonderful, and then you think, what is that? What is that? But what was going on in my mind during the night was the understanding and the realization of how important it is for us to get a grasp on this thing called connection. Connection. We're connected to everything. Whether we like it or not, we are. Connected to everything, like it or not. And when we do get that sense of connection deep enough, even if you get 51%, you're winging it. Because it means that you know, more often than not, you're connected. You're not disconnected. Never have been, can't be, it's impossible to be, because we're all made of the one system. We're all like cells in the one system, concentric cells in the one system. There's no getting away from each other. But there are times when we just feel like we're floating out there in space. That there's nobody like me, and nobody knows me, and nobody understands me, and nobody, and all of that nonsense. So when did you last have a good sense of yourself? When did you last feel totally together? When did you last feel like, I can't wait for the day to dawn and get up and get out and get into it? With wonder, with a sense of wonder, with a sense of awe. See, if you and I don't have a sense of wonder and awe, then there's an awful lot lacking and missing in our lives. Because it is the energy of wonder, the energy of anticipation, the energy of that kind of pilgrim energy. I'm on a pilgrim. I'm on a pilgrimage, but it's more like I'm on a hike. And there's great things for me to discover. And there's great things for me to experience. Is your life like that? Because that's high energy. Awe, wonder, creates a certain amount of delight in our lives. And you may say, there's not much to be in awe and wonder of in these days. Wrong. The beauty of the world is still the beauty of the world. So how do you spend your days? Like an ant in a trance, a dog chasing its tail, like a little rodent on a wheel? Where are your pauses in the day? All of us need purposeful pauses throughout our day. Just to check in on ourselves and make sure we're not leaking energy anywhere. Keeping ourselves topped up. Aware, fully living, etc. Yeah, all right. Yeah. Love is the highest frequency that is. What do you think that was meant to be? I don't know, I just wrote down what was going through my mind. Love is the highest frequency that is. Dash, it's the greatest defense. It is the one superpower. I'm just sharing with you what came through. I'm trying to figure it out for myself. Love is the greatest defense. I like that. It's the greatest defense for our minds, our bodies, our hearts, our souls, and all of our affairs. If we can connect with the energy of love throughout our day, and my goodness, I think we're going to have a very blessed and wonderful day, which will make the way straight before us to have a very blessed and wonderful night's sleep. All the time now, people tell me I can't sleep. Can't sleep. There are ways we can help ourselves to sleep better. And the best way is to keep our minds at rest. Keep our souls at rest. You know, when you're looking forward to going to bed, you're so tired, you're so sleepy, you can't wait to get to bed. You get into bed, you put your head in the pillow, and 20 minutes or so later, you're wired. If that happens, get up out of the bed, because you're not going to be able to make yourself sleep. You cannot make yourself sleep. Sleep comes to us, it visits us. Oh, my mom used to say, uneasy lies the head that wears the crown. And I used to think, what the heck is she talking about? I thought she was really a very clever woman at times until I realized she was quoting Shakespeare later on, King Richard. And she's right in that regard. If you go to bed and you're uneasy, don't lie there squirming. Get up, get out of bed. Make yourself a cup of tea or something. Well, maybe not tea, unless it's herb tea. Read a book, do something, and then it'll go away, and then you can go back into bed and sleep again. But if you're just lying, tossing, I can't sleep at night, tossing and turning, I turn out the light. I think of all the things, and it goes on and on and on. It's a common experience, this thing called uneasiness, when you go to bed at night. Use that time well. You'll only make yourself more tired by wiggling around. You know yourself what your best help is, what your best aid is, and nobody knows it better than you do. So open yourself to being inspired. People will say, take this, take that, do this, do that. And it doesn't work. Because it worked for the people who discover that. It doesn't mean it's going to work for everyone, although there are certain things that are commonly, of aid. But if you want to grow your life, if you want to be present to your life, if you want to be real in your life, you need to be able to feel rested. You need energy for that. So what we have to do then is look at the things that keep us restless and eliminate them one by one. You'll not be able to do it all at one time. That rarely happens. The thing about it is, all the time you're distracted. All the time you're caught up in something of the outer world. You're missing the opportunity to be all that you can be. You're missing the opportunity to be your great self. You're missing the opportunity to do what you came here to do and complete. Because you can. That's why you're here. And that's why so many people are going around frustrated. They're not on their trajectory. They're up the airy mountain and down the rushy glens and they're sidetracked. It's easy for any one of us to be sidetracked. Life is the most tremendous thing when we are in unison with it. When we're one with the whole understanding and the awareness that life is an eternal unfolding of more and more and more and more and more good. That's what it is. An eternal unfolding of good. But where are you in the program, you have to ask yourself. So love is the highest frequency. So the less you feel one with love, the more you'll know your frequencies are all over the place. Very low frequency. Love is the highest frequency. Which means energy, doesn't it? So just focus on that one thing today. Love. And keep the energy high. Keep the frequency high. Because that frequency is energy. It will give you everything you need to accomplish whatever you need to accomplish in the day. And we don't think of ourselves. We're just like batteries. We run low on juice. And you have to plug yourself in, re-energize yourself. And the way you do that is to remember, I'm not myself, I'm not just this little thing. I am one with the infinite being that created me, that entered into me, that never left me, is there for me to use. And how do I plug myself into that? By waking up and remembering. I myself don't have to do all of this. I can get out of the way and let Spirit do it through me. And Spirit never depletes energy. Quite the opposite. So, during the day, ask yourself, am I plugged in? Have I become disconnected from my source? And plug yourself in. And this sounds all very simple, but it's not. Because your mind and my mind and everybody else's mind is so oriented in terms of obstacles. Well, I don't know how I can do that. I'm just whatever. You can't do it. Just get out of the way and let Spirit do it through you. That's how you do it. Then for that, you only have to believe that every single good thing that you desire is possible. Of course it's possible. I'm possible, remember. That's what the word impossible says when you spell it out. I'm possible. Ain't no mountain high enough that you cannot ascend. So where are you right now, today, when you woke up, when you became conscious of your new day? Where were you? What was going through your mind? What were you thinking about yourself? When you did become conscious, did you say, oh, goody, goody, it's a nice, wonderful new day again. I'm going to go play. Or did you wake up and say, oh God, I had this appointment and that appointment and the other appointment. Oh, it's all just too much. See, your first opening thoughts in the morning are the most important thoughts of the day. Going to define how you're going to feel throughout the day. So the best thing to do is don't get out of bed until you have that good feeling. If you have to squirm a bit, squirm. But sort yourself out. Remember, when you wake up in the morning, your first opportunity is to make up your mind about the day and you in it. It's like I really can't stand it if I do not have time to make my bed in the morning. I've always been very good at that. The house could be in a mess, but I'm going to make my bed. And when you're making your bed, make up your mind with regard to how this day is going to unfold. And get yourself excited about a couple of things, at least in the day, that you're going to be engaged in. And step away from your lovely, neat and tidy bed. And say, there's a lovely day before me now. I'm not going to even ask how many people amongst us make their bed when they get up. Of course, that's the way we grew up. Like everything else. It's only when I came to America that I realized people don't really wash their dishes regularly. If anybody grew up in Europe, you know that when you get up, you've eaten something, you've had something, you tidy everything away and you wash up and put them up. That used to surprise me very much when somebody's kitchen and the sinks would be full, both of them. And that's not a judgment. It works for them, or they wouldn't do it. It's just different to what I've known when I was growing up as a child. There was a certain sense of everything. There had to be an order in the day somehow. So what's in your mind that you need to wash and clear away and put away? What does the room of your heart look like? Does it need any tidying up? Isn't it interesting how that mind of ours can expand and expand and expand and expand and get more and more junk in there? What do you want right now to happen in your life? Close your eyes for 1 minute. What do you want to happen in your life right now? Ask your inner self. What do I want to happen in my life right now? Then ask yourself, do I really want this to happen in my life right now? Yes, I really, really want this to happen in my life right now. Next question is, what is your first step in making it happen? Because if it's going to happen in my life, I have to make it happen. So what am I going to do about this? What is mine to do in order to realize this? And now ask yourself, will I do it? Can I get a commitment from myself right now? Can I put my hand on my heart and say, yes, I'm going to do this? And I won't be doing it on my own. I will have personal inner power supporting me. I just have to know this is what I want, and since I'm clear about it being what I want, I know I can do it. It's mine to do. So I'm going to ask you to look to one thing in your life that you need to sort out right now. Really, your life would be easier if you did. Your mind would be more at ease. You're certainly going to feel better in your body, as well as in everything else. What is this one thing now that I can do in order to lighten my life? And make a note of it. Now, know with me right now this. I am here because my soul wanted me to make a change for the better in my life. Am I willing to do that? And if I am, I can absolutely be assured that my life will be the better for it. And not only my life, but everybody else's life too. See if you can make that pact with yourself now. And so now know with me this. This is what I know. This is what I know. This is what is true. That whatever it is I need, I have the wherewithal for it. Because spirit is the action in all of this. And I just have to trust my source. Get out of its way and let the movement happen through me. I am so glad I know this. I release it and I let it go. And so it is. Now, are you willing to keep that promise to yourself? Good. So you can have a very good day now and know that you've already sowed the seeds for wonderful things to happen. Yes? Yes. Good. I have a light flashing at me, which means you're done. I am controlled by the light. So, my dear ones, please trust yourself. Trust yourself. Trust the knower within yourself. Trust the doer within yourself. And know that you have everything it takes to flourish and to thrive and to succeed and achieve. You do. There may be lots of obstacles that appear to be in the way, but they're nothing compared to what you have within you. Because that which is within you is greater than that which is in the world, as the scriptures say. So get up with a hop, skip, and jump and go out there now and be your real, true self. And let nothing disturb you and nothing frighten you and nothing alarm you. As you remember that right where I am, God is, and where God is, all is well. And no thing can touch me that is not of spirit. All right, now we have our little opportunity to share. There it is. So let's take our gift between our blessing hands and say, Divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, to bless, to prosper. All who give and all who receive. I rejoice in the sharing of my good, and I release my gift with love. So it is. Does anybody have a question? Does anybody have a comment? Thank you. Yes, dear. Thank you. Now, what Heidi said to us all was that this hour has been an hour of great therapy for her, and that every subject that she needed to have touched was touched, and she's very grateful. And it's not just me, it's all of us together, our energies combined. We create the space for that to happen. We facilitate it. We're all like midwives. We facilitate new life for each other. So that's wonderful. And thank you for sharing that. Yeah. So it does. It really reconnects us all to each other and to the source within us that sustains us and maintains us. Great question. Anybody else sharing? Anybody else got a sharing? Well, that means you're all ready to get up and get out and get at it. So put your best foot forward when you go out there and delight in the opportunity that perhaps you might be responsible for a smile on someone's face today, a feeling of hope in somebody's heart today, just by being your own beautiful self and your own beautiful energy. So wherever you can, and remember, we're living in a very, I just was reading the statistics about the mental effect this whole COVID thing has had on people, as well as everything else, and especially on our youngsters. And so there's a lot of touch deprivation going on. So when you are, and I'm talking to the people to you about the people that you know, and it's safe just to put your hand on somebody's shoulder, or just to touch somebody on the back, or, you know, if you can, and they wanted, you give them a hug. And somebody came to me the other day and they said, no, you can't hug me. I said, why can't I hug? No. I said, well, then turn around. She turned around and I hugged her from behind. She said that was okay. She thought she might be infectious, whatever it was that was going on. But it's all very important because we're very tactile and we're all interconnected, you know. That's why you see the little ones running all the time for a hug. They have no problem getting what they want. So get up and go on out there now and splash your light all over the place and know that you have a very real and present help taking care of you. Doesn't matter how impossible everything seems to be, I'm possible. It's possible, whatever that good is. And have a great good afternoon. Do I want, what, sorry? Oh, wearing the masks is wonderful for people. I always do. It's for the people who are, you know, a little afraid of this, that, and the other. I wear the masks, but it's optional as far as you're concerned. But I've no problem. I'm so used to wearing those darn masks now. I drive home with the car with the mask on. I go into the house with the mask on, and then I'm in the house for 5 minutes, and I realize, oh, I have my mask on. So, you know, it's no big whoop to me. If it makes somebody feel happier, I'll wear the mask until we don't have to do that again. But I don't want to get into arguments with anybody about the masks. I'm sick and tired of that nonsense. Look, you know the guidelines. The guidelines are, we appreciate it if you wear your mask while you're indoors, but you're free not to. But please, don't clobber everybody else because they're wearing their masks. And please, don't clobber everybody else because they're not wearing their masks. I mean, really. Oh, it's just so infantile. I hardly can believe it at times. But then, that's how we are for now. So go out there and be your great good selves. And thank you for all the good you do in the world. And you're doing a lot of great good. You truly are. You're making the difference. Now I'll go get my own mask.